As you know, it's the first day of fall. It's also known as a respiratory illness season.
As Outagamie County is experiencing a spike in COVID-19 cases, health officials there are reminding you to get your COVID boosters, RSV, and flu shots as the weather gets colder. Today's health alert, Samantha Cavalli has more on what you can do to keep you and your family safe. Samantha.
Bill and Cammie, the pandemic may have been declared over on May 11th by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, but that hasn't stopped health officials from continuing to warn people about COVID-19 ahead of the changing seasons. In Outagamie County, health officials are seeing an increase in the number of positive cases being reported by local healthcare providers. Since September 1st, Outagamie County has seen the daily average of reported COVID-19 cases triple. David DeGrude, an epidemiologist with the Outagamie County Public Health Division, says he's not concerned about the uptick in numbers right now because now we have the tools to prepare ourselves for respiratory illness season, including vaccinations, testing, and understanding how to protect ourselves and loved ones from getting sick.
The most important thing to remember is that we expect an increase in respiratory illnesses in respiratory illness season. So even though this might sound pretty alarming to hear that COVID-19 cases have tripled in such a short period of time, remember, we expected this and we have the tools to prepare ourselves.
Now, starting Monday, DeGrude says you can go to covidtests.gov and order free at-home COVID rapid tests. If you are underinsured or do not have health insurance, you can get tested for free at several Walgreens locations throughout the county. Cammie?